What was normal in 2000, but strange in 2020. I remember 25 years ago getting on a plane and realized I forgot some important paperwork in the car. The flight attendant let me get off the plane, and I ran through the terminal and out to the parking lot to my car to retrieve it. Then quickly ran back in, zipped past the security screener, out onto the tarmac, and climbed up the stairs to the plane. It was a rather small airport, so it took less than 5 minutes. But I doubt I'd be allowed to do that today. You'd be allowed to do it, you'd just be shot on the way back. Buying a stack of blank CDs, so you can make your own custom mixes. Being pleased your new car had a CD player and a tape deck. 2000. Your parents telling you not to believe everything you read on the internet. 2020. Your parents believing every post they see on Facebook. Can I get a fucking amen? Printing out your route from MapQuest before leaving the house. Seems like there was one year where every car was guaranteed to have a MapQuest printout on the right front passenger seat, and somehow MapQuest was always wrong. Even if by just one street. MapQuest nearly killed me by sending me almost straight up the Sierra Nevadas from Death Valley via a locals road with no guardrails and no turn-offs in and back. Quote 02 Ford Escort, which was not up to the task. The car died basically as we finally rolled into LA a few premature gray hairs later. T9 texting. Having the keys memorized so you could text like Matt Damon in The Departed. The Departed. Using Yahoo to search for things, or repeatedly signing up for 15 free hours of AOL using a spoofed credit card number and a fake name. Getting excited about receiving an email. When I got my first email address, I had a friend sign me up for all this spam/C. I was sad I wasn't getting any email. Not freaking out when someone calls you out of nowhere, or comes by your place without messaging first. 20 plus years ago, my uncle sent me tickets to see him. His name was on the tickets, so he could get more air miles. That won't happen today. Switching to channel 3 to play video games. Now you switch to HDMI 3. Struggling to find a clean MP3 file of that new hot song to burn onto your CD, meticulously kept in a binder with its peers. 8-year-old me played Halo 2 and wanted to download Breaking Benjamin. I went to LimeWire, downloaded their song Blow Me Away. Turns out it was just an audio file of Bill Clinton saying I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Thought the FBI was gonna come for me. I live in fucking Australia. Bare bones HTML websites or sites specifically meant for sharing wallpapers. Waiting for the internet to connect. Yelling at someone in the house for being on the phone when you can't connect. I kept a folder of music lyrics that I ripped out of Dolly/Girlfriend magazines. Also loved reading the booklet inside the CD of all the lyrics. Recording songs off the radio to make a personal mixtape. Always got annoyed at the DJ for talking over the end of the song. Edit. Wow, a lot of people are weirded out that I still use dial-up in 2000. We didn't have a PC until backquote 98. Also lived in Australia. Also, yes, I know why the DJ talked over the end of the song, but 12-year-old me didn't understand that at the time. I used to use a search engine to look up lyrics and write them in a notebook. Rewinding movies when you're done watching them. The day we got an automatic rewinder was glorious. Just visited my parents a few weeks ago, and it's still sitting next to the VCR. Saying .com at the end of everything, because it was cool to do so. Long phone calls with your crush, after 8 PM cause it was free then. I have a vivid memory from around 2000 of being at a fine dining restaurant with my family and my grandmother casually smoking a cigarette and dashing into a crystal ashtray and nobody batting an eye. Today I think you'd get arrested for smoking in a restaurant. At the very least you'd get kicked out by the manager. Writing down an address or telephone number to store the information for later. Coughing. I had the audacity to sneeze at the doctor's office recently. Every head whipped in my direction, you'd think I'd ripped the head off a kitten. I have never seen so many horrified faces looking at me. My dad was a computer scientist, so he would tell me how computers will be the future, since he was working on cutting edge tech at the time. My dad is almost 70 and has excited that I'm going to hook him up with a VR headset. So you're saying phones will become like mini computers? No way. My high school math teacher told me that relying on always having a calculator wasn't practical. He looks really dumb right now. This advice: don't ever tell anyone online your address or get in the car with strangers. Now you use the internet to give a stranger your address so you can get in the car with them. Telling people to call you back after 9 PM BC, that's when minutes are free. Work only happens during working hours. Buying a new PC every 1 to 2 years because the old one can barely keep up. Now 10-year-old PCs are still alright for most tasks nowadays. I have a 1997 Dell that came with the checkbook program. Still use it for that. Thing has never been hooked up to the internet, so I don't worry about bugs. People keep asking me how I keep it secure. They don't seem to understand that a standalone system can't be hacked. Remembering those times where the whole neighborhood played football, younger and older kids mixing up, a lot more playing outside than nowadays. Seems strange, but I love that about my youth. There were always friends of neighborhood kids to play with. Phones without internet or just having internet through the phone cable, it was damn expensive. Computer screens with the big backs. Going to the record shop for a CD/single. Buying newspaper for my dad, spending the rest of the money on candy. In 2000 we had a different currency than the euro, and so on. In 20 years things changed a lot.